Okay, question 7 has two parts, parts A and B, and in both of them are giving you some information and asking you to sketch a graph of the parabola. So the first thing we see in both A and B is that we're given the coordinates of the vertex. So I'm going to go ahead and plot that point. In this case, the vertex is at -2, +9. So this is kind of an important value because it gives me an idea about the symmetry of this parabola, right? I know that um, the thing is symmetrical on both the left and right hand side of it. In fact, I'm just going to go ahead and sketch this dashed line indicating that this is the axis of symmetry, and I expect to see both the same thing on both the left and right hand side of that dashed line. The next thing that I have is the y-intercept, and they're telling me that that is at 0, 4. So at 0, 4 I have this value. Now, because of the symmetry of this parabola, I can see I can go over 2 points and then over 2 more, right? It's like it just reflected across this line. The axis of symmetry is a line of reflection, and when I reflect across that, I have this other point. See, the other thing that I have here is at my x-intercept is at 1, 0. So at 1, this function equals 0. And again, because of symmetry, I can go 1, 2, 3 over to the axis of symmetry, and then 1, 2, 3 over. So I know this point as well. So pretty good idea what this parabola looks like. It appears to be opening downwards, and I'm hitting this root, and it would continue. And here I am going downwards, and it hits down here. So that is what 7a looks like. Let's jump over and look at 7b. So on B, we know the vertex is at 1, -4. Let's go ahead and plot that. +1 and -4. So here is my vertex this time. That means that this has to be my axis of symmetry. So I'll go ahead and just draw a dashed line there so I know that I can reflect across that to get additional points. My y-intercept is at 0, -3. So here's the y-intercept. And because that's the y-intercept, I can't really see the line on this graph. There has to be another point here. And then my x-intercept is at -1, 0. So this one's pretty narrow. So then if I go over 2 and then over 2 more, this has to be the other x-intercept at +3. So this is, again, I have a pretty good idea what this one's looking like. It's coming through these. Perhaps I'd like to have a couple more points. Um, but this is a very good sketch. Okay, so again, the big idea there is that the vertex is it is that maximum or min value, but it also is giving me the axis of symmetry for the entire parabola. And because I can reflect across that, I can get a couple additional points to get a very good idea of what the parabola looks like.